Demon Hunter is an American Christian metal band from Seattle, Washington, started in 2000 by brothers Don Clark and Ryan Clark. Although the brothers created the band, only one remains, since Don Clark has left the band to take care of his family. As of early 2010, the band has sold over 500,000 albums. The band's style is known for combining nu metal sounds and qualities with ones heard in metalcore. History, formation and self-titled album. Demon Hunter was initially conceived as a project band by the Clarks, who had played together previously in the initially Coalesce and Neurosis-influenced but later more experimental band Training for Utopia. Ryan had previously played guitar in hardcore band Focal Point, who released an album on Tooth and Nail Solid State when Ryan was still in his teens. Demon Hunter first appeared on This Is Solid State, Volume 3 with their first song Through the Black released in February 2002. Demon Hunter's self-titled album was released in October 2002 on Tooth and Nail Records subsidiary Solid State Records. Ryan and Don wrote all of the songs, performed the majority of the instruments and hired Jesse Sprinkle to record drum tracks. At first the members of the band chose to hide or obscure their identities in photos and in the press. Their names were revealed when they undertook their first tour, which featured Norwegian metal heavyweights Extol death-influenced metalcore Youngbloods The Agony Scene, and saw the permanent adding of Jesse Sprinkle on drums, John Dunn on bass, and Chris McAdon, formerly of Embodiment, on lead guitar. Summer of Darkness, The Triptych, 2004 to 2006. Demon Hunter returned to the studio to record their second full-length release, Summer of Darkness, with McAdon contributing, and again with Jesse drumming. Summer of Darkness hit stores on May 4, 2004, and was a modest success, propelling Demon Hunter into the secular scene with the addition of the music video Not Ready to Die on MTV2's Headbangers Ball and Fuse TV, along with single My Heartstrings Come Undone being placed on the Resident Evil Apocalypse soundtrack. The album featured 4 guest vocal appearances, including Mike Williams of The Agony Scene on Beheaded, Brock Lindo of 36 Crazyfists on Beauty Through the Eyes of a Predator, Howard Jones from Killswitch Engage on Our Faces Fall Apart, and Trevor McNiven of 1000 Crutch on Coffin Builder. Demon Hunter hit the road that summer with McAdon on lead and Dunn on bass, and with new touring drummer Tim Yogi Watts, as Jesse Sprinkle could not make the tour. This time Demon Hunter took with them rock post-hardcore rookies Dead Poetic, along with metalcore band Haste the Day. Post-hardcore band Staple replaced Haste the Day towards the end of the tour. In 2005, Demon Hunter went back to the compound in Seattle, Washington to record their third album, entitled The Triptych. The word triptych centers around the concept of 3, as it was the band's third album. Included on the album is a cover of Prong's song Snap Your Fingers, Snap Your Neck. This album debuted Watts as Sprinkle's permanent replacement on drums as well as the addition of Ethan Luck, the Dingees, as lead guitarist, replacing Chris McAdon. The Triptych was even bigger than Summer of Darkness, selling more than twice as many records on its first week of release than Summer of Darkness had. Undying was the band's first single from this album, and was also made into a music video directed by Chris Sims. Demon Hunter's only 2006 tour took place over the summer with Zao, Becoming the Archetype, August Burns Red, and Spoken. The band shot a video for 1000 Apologies after the tour was over with director Darren Doan at the helm. The Triptych was re-released on October 31, 2006 with a DVD accompanying the album and 4 extra songs added to the original album. The hard rock and heavy metal-based magazine, Revolver, published a cover story on Christian metal in December 2006, featuring what the magazine called the Holy Alliance Spencer Chamberlain from Underoath, Ryan Clark from Demon Hunter, Tim Lambesis from As I Lay Dying, and Corey Brandon Putman from Norma Jean. Storm the Gates of Hell. Demon Hunter entered the studio in June 2007 to record their 4th full-length album, Storm the Gates of Hell, which was released on November 6, 2007. Solid State released 3 versions of the album with various bonuses. Fading Away was the album's first single and music video. In spite of the band's secular popularity, They continued to support the underground Christian metal scene by appearing on obscure radio programs such as the Full Armor of God broadcast in January 2008. On March 13, 2008, Carry Me Down debuted on Headbangers Ball's website as the album's second music video, and made its television premiere on March 15 on the same show. In 2008, the band headlined the Stronger Than Hell tour, which started May 26 in Seattle, Washington. The tour featured the recently reunited Christian metal forefathers Living Sacrifice, whose lead singer Bruce Fitzhugh was featured as a guest vocalist on Storm the Gates of Hell's track titled 16. The tour also included Oh, Sleeper, The Famine, and Advent. This tour completed July 5, 2008, at Cornerstone Festival in Illinois. Demon Hunter released 45 Days in November, a box set comprising 2 DVDs and a CD containing a documentary film about the band and their fans, a pro-shot performance from the Stronger Than Hell tour and a brand new score written exclusively for the film along with 2 bonus tracks. 45 Days was directed by Cale Glendening. A live album, entitled Live in Nashville, was released on January 27, 2009. It includes 14 songs from their show in Nashville, Tennessee from their Stronger Than Hell tour. The album features lead guitarist Patrick Judge, who filled in for Luck on several of the Stronger Than Hell dates due to Luck's conflicting scheduling commitments as drummer for Reliant K. Judge also filled in for Brian Leppke of metalcore band Bleeding Through when he was unable to turn up for the Thrash and Burn tour in May. Following the completion of the Stronger Than Hell tour, the band began work for the first annual Hun tour. The mini-tour was planned for 3 nights between August 12 and 15, 2009 with supporting acts Eris, Seven Horns Seven Eyes, Throwdown, Living Sacrifice, The Crucified, The Great Commission, Focused, and Faith Snakes. On August 12, 2009 in Seattle, Washington at El Corazon Cubed and Demon Hunter announced that Don Clark had left the band to pursue his graphic designer career and to be with his family. Demon Hunter also announced that they were heading back into studio in October to record their next album. It was revealed that Ethan left because he could not keep up with the hectic schedule of being in both Demon Hunter and Reliant K. On August 28, Demon Hunter released an official statement with a new band photograph stating that Patrick Judge was the new, permanent replacement for Ethan. However, the statement made no mention of Randy Torres's joining the band. A new band photograph included him as well. The World is a Thorn. In late August 2009, Ryan Clark posted the following about their 5th studio album on the official Demon Hunter webpage. At this point, I would say about 90% of the music has been written, and probably about 40% of the lyrics melodies. As cliché copyright as it can be to say, the album is shaping up to be heavier, faster, and more aggressive than previous Demon Hunter material. As always, we're doing our best to maintain the classic DH sound, all while introducing some new and exciting ideas to keep things exciting. The band started work with producer Aaron Sprinkle and mixer Jason Suecof for their new album. On December 16, 2009, an official replacement for Don Clark was announced in Demon Hunter's exclusive fan club, The Blessed Resistance, with the announcement of Ryan Helm, formerly of the Ascendicate, as the band's new permanent rhythm guitarist. The band released The World is a Thorn on March 9, 2010. It featured guest vocals by Dave Peters of Throwdown in Feel As Though You Could, Christian Ulverstam of Miseration in Just Breathe, and Bja Paragraph RN Speedstrid of Soilwork featured in the single Collapsing. The album debuted at No. 39 on the Billboard 200 with first week sales of 14,000. The band joined As I Lay Dying on tour in March, marking the first time Demon Hunter ever toured as a support act rather than the headliner. Bless the Fall and War of Ages were also on the bill. Demon Hunter released an anthology of their first 3 albums on March 8, 2011 titled Death, A Destination. In December 2011 Ryan Helm announced that he would be leaving Demon Hunter to concentrate on his solo project Damien Deadson. Helm stated that the departure was inevitable. However, it was on good terms. In January 2012 it was announced on the Solid State Records website that Jeremiah Scott, bassist for The Showdown, had joined the band in the position of rhythm guitar. It was also announced that the band would be releasing a new album scheduled for release on April 10, 2012. It was produced by Aaron Sprinkle, who has produced all of their other studio albums, and mixed by Jason Suecof, who also mixed The World Is a Thorn. True Defiance and Extremist. On February 7, the band announced that their sixth album would be titled True Defiance and released April 10, 2012. The album became a commercial success, reaching No. 36 on the Billboard 200 and No. 2 on the Top Christian Albums chart and received generally positive to mixed reviews. A month before the album was released, Demon Hunter released the song My Destiny as the first official single from the album and released Someone to Hate and Dead Flowers as promotional singles. The band also released a deluxe edition of the album that included 2 bonus songs, What Is Left, and I Am a Stone. In July 2012, the band toured for the album along with Bleeding Through, Cancer Bats, and The Plot Anew. Not long after, they also announced a tour in the counties of Brazil, Argentina, and Colombia in South America. The band was part of a tour called Another Year Another Tour, their first tour of 2013 alongside headline act In Flames, as well 2 other bands All Shall Perish, and Battle Cross. Demon Hunter began releasing teaser posts on January 30, 2014 related to a new album titled Extremist, which was released on March 18, 2014. Demon Hunter released the album's first single, Artificial Light, on their YouTube account February 13, 2014, and also released websites to pre-order their new album. The Last One Alive, and I Will Fail You were eventually released as promotional singles shortly after. Extremist is said to be the album the members are the most proud of. Extremist officially debuted at No. 16 on the Billboard 200, selling approximately 18,000 copies in the first week of release. This is the band's highest chart debut, being 20 steps higher than their highly regarded previous effort, True Defiance, which debuted at No. 36. Christianity. Don Clark stated, I guess we like to ride the fence. Then we got a little older, maybe wiser, and you know what, we're a Christian band. We're 5 dudes, we're all believers, we really don't want to ride the fence anymore. Ryan Clark claimed, when we officially started we wanted to be very bold about it, we didn't see any purpose of just beating around the bush. Fans who are Christians are supportive of the band's bold faith position. They respect that we don't walk the fence between a non-Christian and Christian band. Similarly, non-Christian bands and fans reportedly respect the band for their honesty about their faith. Reported use by military. According to an Esquire interview, after Metallica requested that the military stop using their music during interrogations in Iraq, Demon Hunter allegedly contacted the U.S. military offering their music as an alternative, which was accepted. A Navy SEAL who claimed to have killed bin Laden was quoted as saying, "We stopped using Metallica's music, and then a band called Demon Hunter got in touch and said, we're all about promoting what you do. They sent us CDs and patches. I wore my Demon Hunter patch on every mission. I wore it when I blasted bin Laden." The day after the story broke, Demon Hunter addressed the situation by saying they approved U.S. servicemen wearing their patch, but they didn't volunteer their music, nor did they have any knowledge of it being used for interrogations. Members, timeline. Discography. Demon Hunter, Summer of Darkness, The Triptych, Storm the Gates of Hell, The World Is a Thorn, True Defiance, Extremist. References. External links, official website.